In this video, you learn everything you need to dominate lobby after lobby with Wraith. She continues to be a great pick for rank pubs and arenas. Let's see why. Like everything about Wraith, her abilities have been through many cycles of nerfs and adjustments. Let's see how they work right now. Her tactical is Into the Void. Upon activation, Wraith enters the Void for 4 seconds. While in the Void, the screen will turn grayscale. You will become invulnerable and you will gain a 30% speed boost. You will still be able to see the outlines of enemies. Wraith plays 2 animations when activating this ability. They will take 1.25 seconds in total, or what feels like 10,000 years if you're being shot at. In the first second, she plays a focusing animation, and in the last 0.25 seconds, Wraith activates her ability. Wraith skips the focusing part of the animation if she's using Into the Void while she's activated her ultimate. There is a brief delay when entering and exiting the Void, during which Wraith is unable to perform any other action. Your movement has a 20% penalty just as you exit the portal unless you have your ultimate active at this moment. Enemies can see a wispy blue trail showing where you're going while you're in the Void. While in the Void, Wraith is unable to interact with some objects in the world. Most notably, you will not be able to open or close doors. You won't be able to use objects placed by abilities, like Octane's jump pad or Revenant's totem. You can, however, use zip lines. You can cancel the ability if you initiate a climb during the focusing animation. The ability takes exactly 25 seconds to recharge. This isn't bad, but a golden helmet will save you 5 seconds if you get your hands on one. This ability used to be a get out of jail free card that was abused by many top players to survive situations nobody should. With the longer animation, this is much harder to achieve. Be careful what your health is when you're using it as an escape tool. Try using it as soon as your shield is cracked and your health starts dipping below 75%. Always try to exit the Void in a safe spot with plenty of cover, since there will be a delay between exiting it and being able to do anything else. In addition, try to use any advanced movement techniques you mastered while in the Void, as it will make you a harder target to track. Wall jumps are a great example. Going from one level of a building to another or around corners will also make it harder for your opponents to see the trail you leave behind. Always try to conserve and increase your momentum while in the Void by sliding down hills, slide jumping, etc. I always prefer to enter the Void behind cover. If that isn't available, do the crazy crowd jump spam dance. Before we jump to Wraith's ultimate, let's have a quick look at her passive. It's called Voices from the Void. You will hear a spectral voice audibly warn you about a variety of situations. These include when an enemy with a sniper rifle is aiming at you, when there are traps nearby, and when there are many enemies nearby. You can share this info with your squad by pressing F1 on PC. This ability might seem a bit underwhelming compared to the passives of Seer or Valkyrie, but it's reasonably useful. It allows you to go into the open a bit more confidently as long as there's cover nearby. The combination of your passive and tactical make it very easy to avoid ambushes and third parties when you play Wraith. An interesting bit from the lore, the voices you hear are in fact different Wraiths from alternate timelines helping you out. No one to watch your back like yourself, right?
Tell the truth, man, no shame.
Wraith's ultimate is the Dimensional Rift. This is one of the most beloved and hated ultimate abilities in the game. It allows you to link 2 locations with portals for 60 seconds, allowing anyone to use them. You can time this in-game by looking at your ultimate charge. The portal will disappear when the charge reaches 28%. Wraith places one end of a portal where she activates the ability, then runs to another location and places the other end. Players can then pass through the portal to take the same path through the Void at 5 times the speed they would otherwise. It can be used in either direction. The fact that players' passage follows your path rather than a straight line can be used to increase the time they will spend in the Void, even if the 2 ends of the portal aren't too far apart from each other. Wraith can run roughly 75 meters before placing the other end of the portal. The Rift energy is shown on the top of the HUD upon activation and does not drain while you're standing still. If you're about to launch a portal but aren't sure you will make it to the spot you want to reach, just ping it. If it's 75 meters or less, you're in the clear. It is possible to cancel the use of this ability if you've used 5% or less of the charge. You do it by attempting to place the exit with the left mouse key. You can use the cancel in a variety of ways. You can bait people to attack you, as many squads hear the Wraith portal as an invitation to attack. You may just change your strategy for the fight without losing your ultimate charge. Speaking of which, it takes 3.5 minutes to load up, making it amongst the slowest ultimate abilities in the game. Always try to make use of ultimate accelerant horns, and the golden helmet. You will receive a 25% speed boost while placing the portal. In addition, if you go into the void while the portal placement is activated, you will cancel the focusing part of the animation for your tactical. This means you'll enter the void in just 0.5 seconds instead of 1.25 seconds. If both ends of the portal are placed outside the ring, the portal will collapse in just 4 seconds. This is the safest rotation tool available in the game. Your whole squad can jump from one well-covered area to the next while being literally invulnerable. It is on you to determine when to use it. Don't wait for your teammates to remind you. Sure, you'll make some mistakes when you start out, but this is how we learn. It is extremely good for escaping when the entire squad is backed into a tight spot or surrounded by multiple enemies. You can use it to transport a downed teammate to a safe location. Multiple players can take the portal at the same time in different directions, leading to some pretty crazy situations. Placing the exit of the portal at the edge of the map and baiting any enemies to take the portal can cause them to fail to their deaths or into a map feature that does environmental damage. Be careful when doing this, as your teammates can fall victim to this method as well. Oh well. If the portal is placed while Into the Void is being used, the phase will be cancelled and the portal will be placed. If you choose to place the exit of the portal while you're using your tactical, the phase will be cancelled and the portal will be placed. This can be used to cancel the exit animation of Into the Void. There are many additional tricky ways to use the portal. One popular advanced trick is the kidnap. You activate the portal in a safe area with your team camping one side of it. You run into a spot where you know an enemy team is camping. Right as you close in, activate your tactical. Run through a player while faced and release the portal. They will be taken through it by force and hopefully get knocked by your team camping the other end. You can also make a one-way portal by either starting or ending the portal while you're in the air. This will make it harder for players to take and impossible for down players to use. You can use it to block a door behind you as you're trying to run from enemies. You can also use it to get a care package without giving up a good position. You can use it to provide a retreat to high ground as you're pushing an enemy squad. As with all other advanced abilities in the game, the only limit is your imagination. Make sure to use it and abuse it. Wraith possesses one of the smallest hitboxes in the game, even after it was nerfed several times. Movement with her is extremely fluid. All advanced techniques like wall jumping, bunny hopping and tap strafing are extremely effective at making her next to impossible to track and hit. As a good Wraith player, it is your job to scout ahead for your squad and take a bit more risks, as you can easily run away from the consequences. You should be always looking for holes in the enemy's defenses. Flanking is extremely effective, as you can do some damage from an alternate angle and then void run back to your team with minimal risk. In top ranked pre-made teams, the Wraith will be the shot caller more often than not. You should always be looking to be the first one to jump into a fight, do as much damage as you can, and then phase out as your team is finishing what you started. If they don't manage to win, you can come back in, healed up and ready to rock. If you want to try and play some no-field duos or trios, Wraith is one of the best legends you can pick. If you love the Wingman, she's great with it. There is one more important tip I have to give you before you go. You're an aspiring sweaty Wraith. You have a reputation to uphold, so don't forget to rage quit as soon as you get down. Now go out there and stomp some lobbies.